Did you knew that you can make a cake in your sluggish cooker? We ought to get it done. I'm going to start with 1 cup of ordinary baking flour. Moreover, we will add 3 tablespoons unsweetened cocoa powder. Moreover, 3 then we will add 2/3 of some granulated sugar. That in there 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. Besides a half. Furthermore, a short time later, a ½ teaspoon of salt. As of now, we will whisk all of these dry trimmings together. Consider it whisked now. We will get another bowl. Additionally, do the wet trimmings, starting with a part of some milk. Pour that right in there. 3 tablespoons of canola oil. What? 2. Tree. Additionally, 1 tablespoon of vanilla concentrate. Got this Goliath bottle in Mexico and it is delightful. Furthermore, by and by we're going to whisk this all together. Alright, that is adequate. Now we're going to add this to this. At present we're going to pour this and welcome back to whisking. Pulled out. While we were gone we whisked some more. In addition, we will whisk. Dismiss. Grate. Overlay in a cup of chocolate chips. So thoughtful, there's 1 left over. I'm going to. Is this falling in? I don't really have even the remotest clue. I know how to cover pieces of clothing. Endeavoring to know how to cover in chocolate chips, so you realize whether I'm treating it awfully. Feel free to deride me in the comments. Great, well, those look satisfactorily imploded. As of now, we can get out the drowsy cooker. Alright, first we will sprinkle it down. All the same, regardless. Non-stick sprinkle you slant toward. I'm having coconut since it sounded perfect. By and by we will add our cake player that you just watched me whisk so well. Actually, I was unable to say whether I did well. I'll need to hold on till I read the comments. I know my scooping technique isn't. Probably shouldn't have used the whisk. Permit me to switch. Alright, envision I was using this the whole time. By and by we're going to spread this out across the base of the recipe that I saw as online for this drowsy cooker. Cake said to use a 6-quart slow cooker. My kit here is the 7-quart. I think it'll be fine. By and by, while I lick all the chocolate off of this, we will put the cover on. Set the lazy cooker to high for an hour. Likewise, a half benevolent reserve. I almost neglected to recollect the recipe said to take a drying towel and spot it over the top like this and subsequently put the top on. Likewise, that ought to help keep the cake moist. So there we all are perfect. See you in practically no time. Alright, could we really take a look at whether this little guy's done? Strip this back a little. In addition, we'll do the old toothpick test. Straightforwardly in the middle. Clean. Okay. Lose the towel. Look at that. It is by all accounts a cake. It is by all accounts a cake inside a stewing pot. My mind is blown. Could we taste all that right? That is, I don't have even the remotest clue where to take a piece from. Likewise, we ought to just acknowledge it right from the focus. How's that? Look at that. So because my stewing pot is more prominent than the recipe, the cake is really thin anyway. That doesn't mean it that way's not delightful. As of now, right now, you can do different things to top the cake. You can take some caramel syrup. Likewise, sprinkle it. You can take some powdered sugar, just dust it a piece. Goodness, you could moreover put new berries on. You could put whipped cream on it. I mean, you could put anything you want on. It's your cake, excepting that you make it. You can do anything you want. In any case, right now, it's my cake and I will endeavor it. Still to some degree wet and inside, paying little mind to the toothpick test. Man, well. Listen, I'm really acknowledging, alright.